Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm sure that you have many questions. And as Derek introduced, I would like to just emphasize on who we are as Bismart. I can see some question on that. We are licensed by IRA as an insurance agency. But we are an insurtech that innovates insurance for the locals. So basically, what we do is to find what do customers want? What are they looking for when it comes to insurance? And what can we do to enable them to get what they want? So, we design and develop products. Sometimes once we design the products, we place them with the insurance companies that are willing to provide the customers with what we have designed, because we co-create products with customers. When it comes to Afya Smart, I would say it's one of a kind. It's not been in the market anywhere because we focus, or rather, we've broken one rule called the rule of insurable interest. The conventional insurance states that I have insurable interest on my spouse and my kids. I do not have insurable interest on my brother or my uncle or my relative back at home. However, the truth is in Kenya, our insurable interest extends to the relatives that we have. And so we asked ourselves, so when we restrict to the nuclear family, does that suit us as Kenyans? And that is how we extended the cover. That's why it's called Afya Smart Extended, because then you can take a cover for you, your spouse, your kids, and you can add the house help within the cover, or you can add your brother and his wife and his kids in that. And that's what Joanne was presenting, saying that you can come together as a maximum of 10 of you. 10 could be a family of 5, two families of 5. It could be, just individuals, random individuals up to 10. And it could be just one family of 10. That is if you have many kids. And you can take it as an individual, so alone, it's still applicable, only that the price is the same. I know you're here because of the seniors cover, and that's what I want to talk about the seniors cover. And if you have any question, you can put it on the chat and we will handle it. So as you are doing this, we've done the Afya Smart Extended. This comes as low as 22,000 shillings. 4 people can buy a policy. That is 5,600 per year, meaning you can access insurance at 5,600 per year per person. And then it goes up to is it 90,000 for 4 people? If you want a cover of 2 million and 2 million inpatient and 250,000 outpatient. So the senior cover was born because then we realized there's a gap that everybody is playing up to 65 years old. However, as we said, we have parents. The reality is that our parents are our responsibilities. And so how can we accommodate our parents and ensure that we are not paying out of pocket? Because if you're like me and others, is that when your parents are sick, they call you and you send money. So we figured, how can we ensure that we don't have to go out of pocket? Because the purpose of insurance is basically to protect our financial health, is to protect our finances. And you're living in Nairobi and today you're called and the bill is 20K. I don't know, maybe I'm different, but 20K is a big budget for me to pay from the pocket. So we designed Afya Smart Seniors, and it is for people aged between 66 years up to 85 years old. And we are covering up to 1 million inpatient and 100,000 outpatient. So for 2 parents, it costs you 106,000 per year. That is for 2 parents. You can decide to take for 1 parent, the price is still the same, or for both. Now, the difference is when you take for 1, it means that they're not sharing. So it means their limits are high for 1 parent. If you take for both, for 2, it means then there is the sharing that has to happen. And so you need to look at that and make a decision on the best option for you. Is there any question? Let me check the questions. So I'm actually here to answer all the questions that you have.
What have you said is the cost for both parents?
106,000 per year.
When they are 2?
Both, yes. And they will share a cover of 1 million inpatient, meaning in case of admission, and 100,000 outpatient. Now, there's a caveat here. There's a waiting period of 6 months for all pre-existing and chronic conditions. So as you won't be able to utilize cover if it is a pre-existing condition immediately. You have to wait for 6 months.
What happens if it's one parent?
Sorry?
1 parent?
It is still 106,000. It just means that they don't have to share. They have the whole limit to themselves.
And do you have specific hospitals where this cover is recognized? Because I'm supposing my mom is in the village. Is
yes.
This cover going to be recognized in the local hospitals in the village?
Actually, we have a list of hospitals. Let me just open so that you can see the list that we have. John, enable me to share the screen, please. You're already the host. Oh, okay.
What happens after 85 years? Are they exited from the cover?
Unfortunately, yes. It is for between 65 and 85. Oops, why am I struggling? Just a minute.
Hi, Eunice.
Yes.
Please tell us, for those of us whose parents are not 65, which is the best cover for them?
The best cover for them is the Afya Smart Extended. I don't know whether you're there when Joan explained the Afya Smart Extended. And you see, you can take a bronze, which is, will cover them 750,000 inpatient and 100,000 outpatient. That will come at 40,000 for 4. It can be 4 or 2 or 1. It will be 40,000 for that. If you take the bronze cover, which is 1.2 million, 1.2 million inpatient and 150,000 outpatient, the cost is, I think, 65,000. Am I right, Joan?
That's silver.
Oh, that's silver. Yes,
yes.
That's silver. Sorry. Yeah, that's silver. So, and for gold is 90,000. That will give them a cover of 2 million and an outpatient of up to 250,000. So if they are below 65, I would recommend that they take the Afya Smart Extended. It will still serve them. And actually, their waiting periods are not as strict as the seniors, because the waiting period for extended is 3 months for pre-existing and chronic conditions. So I would recommend the extended.
Thank you.
Okay, so I want to open the list of hospitals.
So even just another question, even as you open your list of hospitals, have you encountered an issue where somebody has gone to seek medical attention and they're told that the hospital does not recognize the card?
Yes, we have had such issues, and we've been working to make sure that doesn't happen. One of the things we are planning to do is to have the stickers in the hospitals, because what happens with the hospitals is that today you'll find one staff who was already trained and the one dealing with the Afya Smart, and then another day there's a different person. So one of the things we are working to do is to have the stickers in every of the hospitals. So yes, that has been there. And in case of such a situation, just call our agents, or you can just call these in the card. There's an emergency line, but also you can call our agents. They're going to share their numbers on the chat. Now you can find the list of hospitals at bismart.co.ke. If you go to bismart.co.ke and then you scroll down on the homepage, you'll see the Bismart documents, and then you will see the different list. We have the list for Afya Smart na Beste, and then we have the list for Afya Smart Extended and Seniors is the same list. So it's quite a huge list. I don't know whether you can see my screen. We may not be able to go through the whole list, but you can see it's across the country. Bugoma, Busia, just name a place, and there's at least a hospital in every part of the country.
Hi, Eunice.
Yes.
Someone is asking in the chat, kindly clarify the implications of the 6 months waiting period, and this applies to Afya Seniors, if I'm not wrong. Does it only mean that the cover is only for half a year? So they'd like to know.
Yes, what that means, normally, just a little bit, let me divert a little bit. All insurance policies, all of them have got what is called either excess or the waiting periods. Oops, sorry. I hope someone is able to admit people, because I'm not able to do that. So all the insurance policies, they have what is called excess or what is called waiting periods. Now for properties, you will hear terms like excess. Say, for example, you bought a car insurance. They say your excess limit is up to maybe 5% of the value of the car. So if the value of your car is, say, $500,000, it means 5% of $500,000 is about 25,000. So what that means is that if you got an accident and the amount up to 25,000, it's your responsibility. You're the one to take care of that. And the reason why this is put in the insurance is also the moral hazard, to make you responsible for part of, how you drive or how in your life, if you live healthy and all. So it is a sharing. Now, in some insurances, and if you're interested in that, we can get, that excess can be removed, or rather that waiting period. But of course, it comes with a cost. It means that you have to pay more to take care of that. So when we are pricing the products, we look into, if you're going to have, say, for example, the waiting period of 6 months is what enables us to be able to cost the product at 106,000. So basically what that means is that if you have a pre-existing condition is any condition that was not covered previously, or rather that was that was known before taking cover. So if you knew it in advance, then it is a pre-existing condition. And if that is the case, then you can only treat, or rather we can only pay a claim after 6 months. Maybe the easier way to explain this is, does any one of you belong to a welfare group?
Oh, yes.
I'm sure we all belong to either welfare group or a chama. And normally, when you belong to a chama, you have rules. And let me give an example. Say, for example, you're 10 of you in your welfare group, and you have agreed that in the event that you've looked at your risks and realized that in case one of us got sick, it will cost us, say, for example, 10,000 to treat one person. So then in your chama, you agree, hey, because we are 10, each of us will pay 1,000 bob. That is equals to 10,000. So you keep the 10,000 aside, because in your assumption or in your calculation, you estimate that only one person in that particular period will need the 10,000. Now, God forbid, 2 people got sick. What happens? And you only have 10,000. It's a question for you.
Hi, Eunice. It means that the risk has increased. So either they share the 10,000, but then if it is in the constitution that it cannot be shared, then too bad. The first one gets the whole benefit. That's what I think. And that's what happens in my chama. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for that answer. So it means that that particular fund is not sustainable. And that means then you either close the chama or, somebody will not benefit. That is how insurance works, that the fortunate many compensates the unfortunate few. Now, when we have the seniors cover, for example, and all the seniors happen, okay, most of the time, at least every senior has a condition. But if we allow that all of them come together and they all claim, then it will not be sustainable. That is why we put a waiting period, so that we don't get into a situation that we can't handle all the cases that comes. So we are well aware that majority have a condition, but then that is why we put those rules. Have I explained? Does it make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
I don't know whether you can hear me. Yes, it makes sense. Just a question. In the rolling years, like in the second or the third year, is that rule still there? Because then ultimately it means that irrespective of the fact that I'm paying for a year, all they are covered for is for 6 months every year, irrespective.
No, thank you, Grace, for that question. It means that the waiting period is only the first year. And what we're trying to do here is to make sure that within the 6 months, we are able to accumulate the big numbers, both with the conditions and without conditions, so that then the fund is sufficient to pay for those who need it. So yes, it's only for the first year.
Okay, now that makes sense. Thank you.
Okay. Any other question?
Some questions in the chat.
Okay.
We have one from Mike Kapinda. When buying the cover, am I allowed to pay the premium in, say, 3 installments and still enjoy the cover from day one?
Oh, thank you.
I have a question as well.
Okay. Please go ahead.
I wanted to know if you're saying the cover for the waiting period is 6 months.
Yeah.
Does that apply for even the outpatient or just for the inpatient? Or it must be in for the seniors? Okay. Yes.
Thank you, Boniface, for the question. This applies to all the pre-existing and chronic conditions. So if the outpatient is not pre-existing or chronic, then there is no waiting period.
Thank you.
Yeah. Then the other question is on the installment payment. We have partnered with a microfinance that is financing our customers. And what you need to do to pay in installment, let me see if I can share my screen, is you go to bismart.co.ke. I'm sharing the screen so that you see where you go and you're able to buy in installments. So as I said, we are an innovating company. We are innovating insurance that works for us. So when you go to say, you go to Bismart, can you see my screen? So you're on bismart.co.ke. You click on the link Afya Smart, because we will ask you for your name and email. So let me put in my number here. And once you submit, you'll be able to view the different packages here. And you can see there are many packages. They are both extended Afya Smart na Bestie for up to 4 people, extended up to 4, and different packages you can see here. And I'm looking for the seniors. The seniors. Yes. So if you go to the seniors, for example, you click on buy. You select the one you like and click on buy, because it will give you the summary of what you have chosen, and you need to accept and agree to those terms. And now when you come here, you can see there is pay in premium in full and there is Lipa Pole Pole. So the Lipa Pole Pole, we've created a tool that will help us know whether you are credit worth or not. So this tool, when you go through it, it will require you to allow this tool to access your M-Pesa statement. And then there's an algorithm that is set that it will check your credit worthiness. And if you're credit worth, then you will pay in installment. You select how many installments you want. So for example, if I put in my number here, and then I go to next. So you choose, how do you want to pay? Do you want to pay monthly? Do you want to pay weekly? Or do you want to pay daily? So you have an option to choose whether you want to pay monthly or weekly or daily. So you select that option and then you follow that process. And then you will be able to pay in installment. I don't know whether that answers the question. So if you select daily, it will show you, you need to put in the number of days. We've set it that you can't pay more than 122 days. So it means every day you be paying. So let's say I want to pay in 100 days. And then it will show, you know, this is the product. I need to pay a deposit of 31,880. And then every day, okay, it's supposed to show how much you pay every day. I think that part is not working, but we'll make sure that you see how much you pay on a daily basis if you select daily, and how much you pay on a monthly basis if you select monthly. But yes, it is possible to pay in installments. And once you pay in installments, it means that this microfinance is financing your premium. So it means cover starts immediately, but then if you do not honor the commitment, because you're going to set when you will be paying, If that day you don't honor, then cover will be stopped. So it is important that when you get the premium financing that you pay, you honor your commitments. Okay. Any other question?
Yes, there are a number of questions. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. I have a question, another question. So for the hospital, do you have any limits for them? So for example, if I go to, the senior goes to an outpatient facility, is there a limit that they are not, for example, I know some hospital might be wanting to exhaust your cover very fast. Is there a limit to hospital given to the hospital?
Please, I didn't understand your question. What limit?
An outpatient limit. Assuming I walk into a hospital with the senior cover, and that day I'm sick and I was supposed to be treated, and I have looking at maybe my limit for the cover. Maybe you said it's 10K, 10,000 for the
It's 100,000 for outpatient.
100,000 for the outpatient. So
you went on mute, Boniface. Hi, Boniface. Oops. Did we lose Boniface or am I the one who got lost?
I think we lost him because I also can't hear him from my end.
Okay, maybe you can ask the other questions as we wait for him.
Okay, we had a question from Ruth Gidenji. Can the waiting period be waived when a member has another medical cover running from another insurance company, and must there be a MER done before onboarding?
Thank you for the question. We cannot waive the waiting period. On number 2, we do not do a medical test before joining, so there will be no subjection to medical test. So yes, so waiting periods will not be waived, but the test will also not be done.
Okay.
Hi, I'm back. Sorry, someone was calling me. Hello, you can hear me? Yeah, so I was asking.
Yes, we can hear you now.
I was asking if, for example, if I go to a hospital and maybe my limit is 100,000 in a year, and maybe that person, maybe they might be needing to go to a hospital maybe more times. Is there a limit to the hospital that is given for example, for a specific treatment, and you're not supposed to exceed a certain amount of money in a day?
The arrangement we have with the hospitals is that when you go to the hospital, they need to treat you. However, we've had cases whereby hospitals decide to limit the amount you can spend. In such a situation, please call us and that will be resolved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We have a question.
You see, we are working with third parties. Sometimes you can't control third parties. Yeah, so they will do some things for their own interest. So just call us while at the hospital. Don't leave, just call us.
Okay.
Yeah, and make sure it's a hospital that is within the list. So that list on the website, we update it every month. So it's good before you go, just check to confirm, because as you know, for most of you who have had insurance, that hospitals, keep changing. So we add and we also remove those that we're not working well with. Yeah.
Okay.
Rebecca Momo also would like to know why the limit is only 85.
I think 85 is very, very generous. To be honest, it is where you say you're willing to bite the bullet for the sake of, the many people. So even 85 is over generous. There's actually no company as we talk that covers that age. So the why is because, and remember, it's a new cover, so we don't want to give too much and then we are unable to sustain it. So we begin somewhere. So let's see the data as it comes. When the data tell us otherwise, then we can increase or we can reduce.
Hey, Eunice.
Hi.
Who is the underwriter for this Afya Smart product?
Very good question. We are not working with an insurance company on the Afya Smart product. We have direct partnership with hospitals, and we have partnered with Medicross as our claims administrator because they have the claims administration system. So there's no, can we say that we are underwriting? It's a capitation. I don't know how many of you understand capitation. Capitation is whereby, and this happens all over. If you go to some big companies like, say, Kenya Power, you'll find that all their contract staff, they have agreed with a certain hospital that our employees will come to this hospital anytime that they need treatment. So that means you go to that hospital, you're treated, and Kenya Power sorts the bill. So it's the same concept. So we have agreements with the hospitals that all the Afya Smart customers will come to you. And when they come to you, treat them, and this is our agreement. And once you treat them, we will clear the bill. Have I answered your question?
Yes, very well. And do you have this agreement with the tier 1 hospitals?
The only agreement we have is on referral basis. Especially for Afya Smart Extended, we have referral hospitals. If you look at the list, you will see there are hospitals that are direct and other hospitals that are on referral only. Now, you cannot walk into a hospital listed as referral, because then you've not been referred. You have to go to one that is direct. If they can't treat that condition or that particular illness, they will refer you to one of the hospitals in our list that are listed as referral. So these are the tier 1 hospitals like Agakon, we have Nairobi Hospital, right? John? Yeah, so they're mainly the tier 1 hospitals. Yeah, so yes, they are there, but only on referral.
Thank you.
Frank Omolo would like to know, how do you confirm credit worthiness?
Okay, good question. And that's why I said, when you go through that process that I've shown you on the portal, you will be asked to send to our, to the platform, your M-Pesa statement. You're not the one to send it, actually. You just need to authorize Safaricom to send it to that tool. It's automated. So there's an algorithm that looks at, whether you've been borrowing and whether you've been able to pay what you've been borrowing. It's similar concept like what mobile lending companies do to ensure that they only give to those who can be able to pay. Yeah. Have I answered?
A follow-up question, sorry.
Yes.
On that creditworthy issue. So if you are not borrowing on the M-Pesa, does that put you at a disadvantage? You get what I mean?
No, you will be asked to upload the bank statement.
Ah, okay.
Yes, yeah. It's for those who are paying on M-Pesa, it will be the M-Pesa statement. For those who are doing on bank, it's a bank statement.
So it's one or the other, not both.
It is one or the other. But then if you're doing through the bank, of course, then it means you do a standing order or post-dated checks.
Oh, so this is based on your mode of payment for your premium?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. I can see, Ruth, you're asking, how do I access the product guide and how do I go about quoting for client, please? Well, this, I'm assuming, Ruth, you're an agent. And by the way, for all of you who are here, we have a program called the affiliate program that you can also make money while you're introducing your friends and relatives in this. So if you go to Bismart, again, let me go back to Bismart. This tool, by the way, has a lot. You need to just take time and interact with this, the bismart.co.ke. So let me log out. You see that this part where it's register? You can either register as a customer or as an agent. If you register as an agent, you will have a portal for agents and you will have a unique link, very unique to you, that you can share with other people. And once you share with them and they visit Bismart, we are able to see that it is you who sent them. So yes, so that is what you do. You go to agent, register, then you put in your details. Of course, we'll ask you for some documentation because you now are representing us, and then you can be able to share with your clients. Once they come to Bismart, you will identify, you will actually know that you will know that your customers actually visited through your portal. I'm trying to, I don't know whether I can log in as an agent. Renee, can I use your email?
Yes.
Let me use your email to create an account so that people can see what I mean.
But unfortunately, this is not Colorado. This is New York City, and there is literally in this entire city.
Somebody needs to mute. So I've used my names and I've used your email. So now I'm here as an agent. If you go to my account, it's very simple to register. If you get to my account, you can see I get a link. This link uniquely identifies me. And you'll be able to see all the leads. Anybody who logs into the system, because you provided them with the link, you'll be able to see that they did, and what they were looking for. You will see when they buy and what they buy. And you will see how much commission you have earned. So all that is visible here. So what you need to do is, once you get, you register, make sure you upload, you come here and edit your profile. It will ask you to upload documents. Please make sure you upload all those documents so that then your account can be approved. And then once you do that, what you need is to copy this link. Just need to copy the link address, and you share with your friends. And you can, you can earn as you tell others about Bismart. So you help somebody get a medical cover and you help yourself get some side hustle. Have I answered your question?
Excuse Eunice.
Yes.
What happens if we share a friend? You share the link and I share the link as well. So the system shows that we both shared. So
you cannot share the same link if you have registered different, as different people. The link is unique to the person who has registered.
Yes, what I mean is, me and you, we share a friend. We know someone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So from your end, you share a link to this person.
Yeah.
And I also share a link to the same person. So
I get you now. The link that the thread will click is the one that will be identified. So your thread will choose which one to click. Have I answered your question, Mary?
Yes, you have. I'm an agent. So I'm trying to understand, is that all that there is for me to bring in business?
Yes, that's all.
Thank you.
Mushoki was also asking what the requirements to be an agent are. So
it is just simple. Go to Bismart, register as an agent, upload your documents. We will approve them. And then you just start sharing the link.
Douglas,
and once you share the link, the customer will just log into the website as normal. They will buy whatever product they want to buy. And once you go, if you open your portal, you'll see how many actually requested for a quotation, how many bought, and you can be able to track your customers. And we are also able to identify your customers with you. There's another question here by Rebecca Momo. What if my parents have been going to Agakon and I take the cover for them? Would they still have to be referred to continue going there? Yes, they can only be referred. They can't continue going there if they're using our cover. They will have to go to the hospitals in our list. If they go to those hospitals and they need to be referred, then the hospital will refer them.
Eunice, let me take you back to Lipa Pole Pole.
Okay.
For the annual premium is 106.
Yes.
So if a client choose the maximum period for payment, what is the implication in terms of the interest charged by the
Oh, good question. Good question. The MFI is charging 5% per every month of, for the amount that you're paying per month. Say, for example, if you've paid a deposit of, say, you decide to pay 50,000 as a deposit, then it means you have a balance of 56,000. So this 56,000 will be subjected to 5% per month. So the interest is 5% per month. So if you pay in 3 months, it means in the remaining 3 months, it means you're going to pay 15% on top. Have I answered you? Rahab is asking, can I be both an agent and as a customer as well? John, is that possible?
No, for you, if you want to be your first customer, you first give us the business, then you bring other 2 or 3 customers, then we allow you to be an agent.
Okay. There you have the answer, Rahab. Ruth Gedenji, what if my customers want me to represent them? Say that I may need to explain for them how the product works and how much They need to pay. How then do I make a presentation to them? Ruth, you're an agent. Create a presentation and present to them. Or do you want us to help you create a presentation? We can do that. And we can actually, you can invite us for a meeting, especially with a group, and we can present on your behalf. Okay, kindly touch a bit on Afya Smart na basic cover. Now, Afya Smart na basic cover is a cover that we designed for, the informal sector, or, to make it very affordable. So this cover covers up to 350,000 inpatient and an outpatient of 50,000. And I think there's dental and optical of 10,000 each and a maternity of 50,000. So the Afya Smart na base, you can take it as a loan, as an individual, and then you have those benefits not shared with anyone, or you can take as a family of 4, or you can take as friends, 4 friends at 22,000 per policy. Okay. You can go up to maximum of 6, meaning if you add 2 more people, it will be 24,000 for 6. Yeah. Have I explained?
So the 6 get to share the benefit?
Yes. We've limited it to maximum of 6 because the cover is not big. 350,000 inpatient is very small to share many people. So we've just limited it up to 6. For the extended, you see, we have extended to up to 10 because you can take as much cover as even 2 million inpatient. Yeah, shared.
Eunice, could I request could we get this presentation maybe for us, some of us who are agents, on emails?
Please, I hope you shared your emails. Renee, you can share a form, a Google form for those who need the presentation to share their emails, and then we can send it to them plus even this presentation. A form, a Google form. Renee or Joanne, whoever has it, can share on the chat. Yes, we can share the presentation. Just a form to collect contacts.
Okay.
Any other question? Somebody is asking, the 100K outpatient cover, can it be used for monthly chemo or radiotherapy? Yes, but after the waiting period.
Okay, thank you. I got that.
Okay. I hope I've answered all the questions. Or is 22,000 per person or the group? 22,000 is shared among the group members, and the benefits are also shared. So you share the 22K, you changa the 22K, and you also share when it comes to the benefit. And you can decide to take it alone, or you can take it with others. So I think I've answered all the questions, and so we can call it a day. And just to say, yes?
Is there a co-payment?
No, there is no co-payment. There's no co-payment. So with that, I would like to say thank you very much for joining us this morning. We will be having a weekly webinar to just answer the questions, to educate more. We'll have different topics for different days. And we are committed to make sure that we enable people to access insurance. Our office location, I can see that on the chart, is at Centel Plaza, 5th floor. You can find us at Centel Plaza, 5th floor. But the best, if you can reach us on phone, somebody type our phone numbers on the chat, our phone numbers, and our email is ask@bismart.co.ke. You can see we like people to ask questions. So our email is actually just ask and we will answer. Yeah, so we are committed to ensure that everybody is able to understand insurance and to access the insurance and the right insurance in the market. So thank you very much for joining us today. We have not received the link yet.
Just give me a short while. I just want to copy the link and share it in the chat.
Okay, please share. Maybe as Renee is sharing, we could hear a few comments.
Not a comment, just...
Sorry, let's start with Grace.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's not a comment. I was just asking, where is the Centel Plaza located?
Oh, Centel Plaza is at the junction of Lenana Road and Galana Road. If you just go to Google, if you Google Bismart, actually, you will find us because we are on Google for Bismart. Okay. Yes. We are very digital, as you can see. And we would like you to utilize our digital tools to make your life easier. As a customer, when you buy as a customer, you have a portal that you can see the process, how far the process is. You can be able to see all the policies you have with Bismart, whether it is motor, whether it is health, whether it's home insurance, whether it's travel, because we also sell products for other insurance companies. So whatever product you buy with Bismart, you have a portal that will show you what products you have and when they need to be renewed. And we'll send you reminders on time. So please make use of our online portal. It's a web application, so you don't need to download an app. You just go bismart.co.ke.
Thank you.
There was someone else was talking.
Yeah, I was just going to say a great presentation, and I guess we'll be reaching out for further information. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Grace. Somebody else was asked, was it a question or a comment before Grace?
Yeah, that was me, I guess.
Yes, Boniface.
Okay. So it was just saying about the presentation was very good and well detailed. I also wanted to ask something on the now that you mentioned the travel. Do you have any connection overseas for medical? Assuming that a patient is ill and wants to go, for example, for treatment abroad.
Sorry, do we have what?
Any arrangement for...
Somebody need to mute Jerry. She's...
Hello?
Okay, I've muted her.
Sorry, someone else speaking. Yeah, so I was asking about the overseas,
but now she's
treatment.
So you're asking whether we have overseas treatment?
Yeah, overseas treatment. If there is any arrangement with
we have an international cover that covers that you can take to cover you within Africa, India, or Europe. That means even if you got sick here and you want to go for treatment in Europe or India, you can do that. Of course, the cost is not the same as Afya Smart. It's way higher than that. And then also, when you take a travel insurance, in case of an emergency when you're abroad, then you can get treatment there through the travel insurance. So there are two ways of accessing the international treatment. It's either through the what? Do taking a travel insurance, meaning that is for temporary. If you're temporarily visiting a place, you can take a travel insurance cover. And if you're living in Kenya, but you would want to access healthcare outside Kenya, please note that we can help you do that. We, in the next webinars, we'll be calling you for different products that are available. And one of them that is lined up is the international covers, whereby you can go for treatment either anywhere in Africa or India or Europe.
Thank you.
Hope I've answered you, Boniface.
Yes, you have.
Yeah, the form has been sent on the chat. Please register on that form. And then we will be able to share the presentation with you and even the recording. Oops, I think have we been recording? Gosh.
Yes.
Yes, we have.
Okay, good. All right. So if there are no other comments, I think we can end it there and then see you next week, same time. Is it the same time?
Eunice, before you go, I think the form is the form is locked. We need to have it unlocked for us to use it.
Okay. Okay, Victor, please go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying the form is locked. We are not able to complete it. Please make the link shareable so that we can edit it or maybe put our details in.
Okay. Renee, please make it editable. Sorry about that, Victor. It's good to see you. You're joining us from the UK, I know.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us. And I hope this also will be helpful for your other diaspora friends.
Yes, it will.
Any other comment, final comment from the Bismart team? Or from anyone? And then Renee is going to make the form editable and you will be able to fill in even at your own time.
Kindly just check if you're able to access it now.
It's good to go.
Okay, great. So Victor, you now can be able to fill in the form. So I will invite Lois to just say a vote of thanks and then we can end it by 12:30.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Lois.
My name is Lois. It's a pleasure meeting all of you, and thank you for joining us for this webinar. And we hope that we will also be with us in the next future webinars. This is every Thursday, same time. We'll be sharing links for the meetings. And if you have any questions, please remember to ask at bismart.co.ke. There'll be someone or people always willing to assist you at any time. Thank you, and looking forward to working with you all.
Okay, God bless you. Thank you so much. Let's spread the word. Let's make this work, because if we don't get the numbers, then it won't work. If you bring more people, it works and everybody is happy. So God bless you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Eunice. Yeah, thank you.